Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Edinburgh. Today I'm going to be flying from Edinburgh to Corfu. Now this is TDG's Edinburgh Airport, EGPH, and we are flying to the FlyTampa Corfu, which is LGKR. We're flying today in the A319, of course. We've got it loaded up with the IAE engines and sharklets. No SATCOM today, not required. And I've also put on FTSim's A319 Soundpack. So we're going to try that out today. That's what today's episode is for. Of course, I am flying for WalkerAir transport today. If you want to join them, there's going to be a joining link in the video description. I would suggest you join them because it's a really fun BA to be in. But you can find out for yourself. So, we're going to get started. I'm going to be a bit silent as I get this plane started because I want you to be able to hear the sound, so I'll try not to talk too much. But first, batteries on, and then I think external power is available. We'll just have a quick check. Yep, so external power is there. I'm going to put all these on. No, door one can be on open. Everything else should be closed. We'll leave the cargo open for now. Right, we don't need any air pressure, so let's get going. Okay, so that was obviously the sound of starting up. It does sound very cool. Now I'll confess, I actually did start this flight once already, but I made a real mess of it. So I had to reset. Right, so first things, ILS. On battery. Off. On battery. Off. On battery. Off. Perfect. So that's now ready. Nav on. No smoking signs on, and emergency armed. Right. Let's get... Ooh, apologies, that was a mess. Let's get this done. So, got a flight plan saved, of course. EGPH to LGKR. Flight number is Whiskey Alpha Tango 5103. Cost index 15. Cruising flight level, we've got a stepped climb today. So it's 57,000 and it's going to be minus 54. And let's align the IRS. Cool. Now, let's load the aircraft. We've got 143, that's the correct one. Apply that load. 11.6, quick load. Job done. Why did I close that? I'm going to need that. I am going to need that. So, next page, we've got 57.3 / 25.0 and block fuel 11.6. Okay, taxi time 0.4. So it's a 10-minute taxi, which is 1/6, which is 0.15. We'll go with 0.2. Cool. Now, flight plan page. From EGPH, we are taking departure runway 6 via the SID. Let me just double check. I think that's right. Whoops, I'm clicking the wrong thing. Tango Lima Alpha 6 Delta, that is correct. No transition, insert. And destination, expected arrival, the RNAV 34. And there are a lot of stars in here, but we will be taking star Papa India Tango Alpha 2 uniform. This one here. No via and no transition. Insert that. So I'll close this down now. Let's load this, put it into plan view on 20, and let's just go through and check that everything looks good. So I'm looking for discontinuities and strange maneuvers that we've got in here. You know, if we're telling the plane to go past the airport and then come back for no reason, then that's a bit silly. Unless it's part of the star or SID. Okay, so you can see here we are actually going to go away from the airport and come back in, but that's fine. That's what I expect. And then we've got the missed approach procedure as well. Okay, so 1016 is the current. This is still actually from the last flight that I did. It saved some of the stuff for me. Brake fan can be off, there's no need for that. ILS needs to be, not ILS, sorry. This guy here. So system 2, because it's an odd day, above. That all looks good. We'll squawk back dent, don't need to really, but we'll do it anyway. Why did the engine just show as being on? That was a little bit weird. Right, altitude. We've got a constraint of 6,000, so we will get that to 6. Awesome. Now what else do we need to do? I think that's actually it for now. What we can do though is we can put that seatbelt sign on now, and we may as well get the APU turned on. Oh, look at that, a little bit of lens flare inside the cockpit. Very nice. I'll just wait until the flap open message comes up. There we go. So we'll get that started. While that is going, we can look at the performance page. So if I go back here to the ISCS, take off with 1+F. I'm not going to use toga, so we've got 148, 151, and 154. Okay. We need to be flaps 1. That's what I've chosen, which is up 0.9. And flex temperature is 6.3. We will use flex. It's good for the engines to use the flex, to be honest. Transition altitude is 6,000. That is spot on. So we'll leave the performance page on there. Here we'll put the flight plan page. And the APU is now available. Let me zoom out. So we'll put the APU bleed on. Go down here and check. Oops. The electric APU generator is available, so we can disconnect the external power. And everything is switched over. Perfect. Right, now I believe that if I turn up the intercom, I should be able to hear the cabin. Maybe not. No, it appears that I can't do it that way. I was hoping I'd be able to hear the cabin, but I don't think I can. Right, so what do we need to do now? Disconnect the external power. So go to ground services, tick that guy off. Now, pushback, let's plan that. We are looking at that too quickly. we need to go to runway 6, which is down there. So push back, tail to the right. That would be the best option. So we'll get the pushback here.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledge. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Cool. Put ADF1 and VOR2, and here we'll put VOR1 and ADF2. Of course they're both the same because this doesn't automatically pick everything up. Apu Bleed is still waiting. I think everything is good now though. Pretty sure. Captain and Purser, that's good. Let's turn the fuel pumps on in preparation for engine start. Turn that standby radio on as well. Is there anything else we need to do? This obviously isn't working. I thought it was, but it's not. We'll do a fire test. How about that? Okay, I think we're going to have to do it this way. Just check everything is correct when we do it. Okay. Engine 2. Okay. And APU. Perfect. So that is all working. IOS is almost in a line. So I think now we're just going to wait until it's time for us to actually push back. Passengers are of course ready, so yeah, it's all good. So IRS is aligned and we are ready. So I think we should now get going. Request tug.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
There we go. We've got the tug on the way. What do we need to do? So when he arrives, we are of course going to need to put the engines on. We won't put the beacon light on yet, not necessary. We'll probably just scare the tug driver to think that we've got the engines on for no reason. What we can do though is set this to transponder. And here is our tug. Oh, that reminds me.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Close. 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 And if we go to Sam. Why does he not want to come back? Why does he not want to? He doesn't want to let me take that off. And I don't know why.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Release brakes.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Okay, now it's retracting. Good. So, we may start engines. So, beacon's on. Engine to ignition. Put this here. I'm going to do one engine from inside and one from outside so you can hear the noises. So, engine 2 coming on. I'll stay quiet so you can listen to it starting. That noise was the sound of the generator kicking in. And there we go, engine available. So like I said, I'll do the second engine from outside. So I'll turn it on. You get to listen to the PTU before I go outside. It's very cool. There we go.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay. Set parking brakes.
Disconnecting tows. Stand by.
So that engine is available as well now. Awesome. Again, if I load up ABS, what we can do, plot our taxi route. We're going from here. Let's actually turn off taxiways. I need to go on default so I can actually get the correct disconnect. Oh, move that down. There we go. We can actually get the taxiways done properly. We'll go down to here, then all the way along Alpha to there. Cool. I'll leave that up in the corner. Just waiting for this dude to disconnect.
Disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
There we go. So hand signal will be on the right. We'll wait for him to do that. For now, let's go TARA. We will not put the weather radar on just yet. We'll wait a little bit, I think. There's the tug, so we can now... We can turn off the APU as well, that's good. We can put the runway turn-off lights on. Nose lights to taxi. And there's our signal. Okay. Release parking brakes. Oh, I said the wrong thing. Release brakes. Release brakes. There we go. It takes a little bit of time sometimes. Alright, we'll just taxi out on idle power. No need to be rushing. And I'll do a quick weather check. Oh, it's now 10:17. That is still at 10:30. Nice. Right, signs are on. Cabin. Let's do a cabin check. We need to put the spoilers armed. Set flaps to 1. I disabled that. I need to put it back on. And auto brake to max and take off config. There we go. So, just make our way up to the end. It's very important that we actually do use the full length of runway, because I'm planning on using FlexTemp. So we need to use the full length of runway to make sure that everything is correct. It will all be a big mess if I don't. Let's clear off those GPS primary messages. There we go. picking up speed pretty quickly, to be fair, considering we're on idle thrust. Looks good with those IAE engines. It's very nice. Yeah, we do need to be more in the centre. We're not doing a very good job at the moment. No pilot or co-pilot. So we're coming up to the taxiway Bravo turn. There's something else I need to actually try in a recording, is using Pilot to ATC. The thing is, the sound from it is not very loud, so I need to see if I can make it a bit louder. We are almost there now. How are we doing? That needs to be in normal. Okay. No white lights. Perfect. Brake temperatures are good. Excuse me. Okay, so to get ourselves lined up, we can turn this off now, we don't need that. But what I will do actually is I'll set it up for destination LGKR. There we go. So as we cross over, put the landing lights on, runway turn off, nose to taxi, there to take off, strobes on manual. Okay. Awesome. And yeah, we'll just get ourselves lined up in the correct, make sure we're straight, and then we're just going to go for it. We'll wait until we actually get to the threshold first. There we go. $80 knots. V1 and rotate. Positive rate. Give up. What I would really like you to see is out here we have the fourth ridges. Now I'm going to pause for a moment because I really would like to use that as a screenshot if possible. Because those bridges do look absolutely awesome. It is true. I think that's a good one. Let's get back inside. Now I can control this a bit. So pull the throttle back. So now back on climb thrust. Flaps up. I can see I need to reset the view. There we go. drop down a little so we can build our speed. Now I'll put the link for those in the video description. They are very, very nice models. I can't wait until I get my new joystick and I stop having this squeaky noise. Right, autopilot 1 coming on. So we'll hand over control to the autopilot. Let him do his thing. We'll disarm the spoilers. Seatbelt signs, we're going to leave them on. We've got a couple of constraints. We've got this one here at 4,000 above. So we're actually going to be sitting at 6,000 for a little while. You know what? This departure was a really, really good departure for getting shots of the bridge. Uh-oh, again. So we'll trundle along for now at 6,000. Once we get to 6,000, we'll be able to actually get ourselves climbing again to 35, and then we're going to be at 35 if I just check the flight plan. We'll be at 35 until Bombay. Bombay is how far? Look at the flight plan page now. Bombay is where? All the way down here. Expected time 11:40. So we've got a long time at flight level 35, flight level 350 even. Yeah, quite a long time. So we'll just carry on for now, I think. Those views don't work outside, I forgot about that. It's a shame. It'd be nice if they did. Well, for now, let's just whiz along and get to 6,000 feet. Right, so we're a couple of miles out now. As you can see, we're passing over some rather nice mountains. The ortho colouring is very wonky, let's be honest. But yes, it looks cool. So, let's get that up to 35,000. And we are close enough now that we should. He shouldn't start climbing really, because he knows, there we go, he knows that there's an altitude constraint. But as soon as that is done, There we go. We start the climb. So, standardise, standardise, and standardise. And he will now start climbing like a maniac. We'll wait until we're above 10,000, we'll turn the landing lights off and we'll turn the passenger lights off then as well. I think that's a good time to do it. So, I know that you can't see very much in this screen, it's very disappointing. I need to try and find a way to turn up the HUD brightness. If anyone knows, please tell me. I would like to be able to turn it up. But at least this way I can see what altitude we're at, and you can see the surroundings. When you just see the cockpit all the time, I think it gets a bit boring for you guys watching as well. Right, so we are approaching 9,500 feet. 9.8, 9.9, 10,000 feet. Okay. Off and retracted. Nose lights are off. And turn the seatbelt signs off as well. Right, I am going to continue then. Top of descent is going to be in quite a long time. Time en route 13:37, so it's 3 hours and 12 at the moment. That's the expected time en route. So I will see you closer to the other side. Right then, we are now 6 miles from top of descent, so we're actually going to start descending now. I have checked the chart in SimBrief and I don't remember what it said. I checked it a while ago. 2,900, so let's get that down. Get to 3. There we go. Let's start our descent. You can see we've got a bit of traffic ahead of us. American Airlines. Don't know where that's heading. 787-800. I think I can find out where he's going. Ooh, if I remember the name of the software. Traffic Global, there we go. Radar. So there's a Turkish to the left. Yeah, this is the one. The American, who is actually heading straight for us. Let me change. I made some quick views while I was cruising, so let's change that to below. So the guy in front of us is 28, 22, no, 27, 26. It's 2,600 feet below us. We should be fine. We're not descending that quickly because we started descending before we were supposed to. As for weather, I will check weather when we get a little bit closer. We do need to put the destination data into the FMC, but I don't see any reason to do it just yet. Still below profile. Something might have caught up by now. There we go, it's flying past us. So now we've got an Aegean Airlines in front of us, but he is well above. So no issues there. To be honest, we've still got quite a long way to go before we reach the airport. Around 130 nautical miles. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to continue on downwards. Maybe if I turn off this, find a nice view. I say I find a nice view and then I get the flipping grids come up. Right, I apologise, you're going to have to live with the grids, I think. Let me find a good view for you. Go for an over the wing. There we go. Right, let's continue on our descent then. Okay, we are about to pass 10,000 feet. So, let's load these up, dial that down to, we'll put it down to 20. Landing lights on, seatbelt lights on. Okay, so speed is just dropping down to the 250 mark. I think we are currently on track. Vertical deviation is only 30 feet. Right, well, that's good. Let's get the arrival information plugged in. So, QNH 1013. Right, let's go here. Temperature, I'm guessing it's going to be a bit warm. 33. Wind 252 at 5. Transition, I need to double check that. Visibility greater than 10 miles, dew point 21, no precipitation. Okay, so we're looking good on that front. Now let me have a quick doppel check. So we've got minimum decision height of 764. And we've got a transition altitude of 5,000. Awesome. So that is us done. So the airport is coming up below us. There's the airport. There it is. So this is FlyTampa Corfu, as I said. This is probably the best payware airport that I have for all of my sims. It is honestly incredibly detailed, even down to let me do this. You look down here, it's a custom ortho tile, you can see the colour separation, and all of this has been added by FlyTampa. This is not Autogen from Ex-Yogo. They have modelled everything. It's so good, honestly. Just so good. But we are about to be connected to our star. So I think we can now... We'll leave it in 20 for now. Where is our deceleration point? Just by there, before Kilo Romeo Kilo. Everything is good, I believe, at the moment. Let's check progress page. 10 foot below, spot on basically. So we're going to go with the perf page. I'm going to leave that here. Let's have a look out the window. Okay, so we're making a turn. This is kind of like doing a holding pattern turn, but a little bit different because we're not doing that. It's just to line ourselves up, because of course this is an RNAV approach. Out there, nothing. So let's put the landing system on. That would be the first thing to do, because I'm pretty sure that I remember that we should have the landing system on for an RNAV approach. Perhaps not, which is why we haven't got a localizer. Maybe I'm being stupid. It's been a while since I did an RNAV approach. 108.8. 108.8. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Let's deal with that in a second. First of all, get that back to 1013. And this one here as well. Okay. Now we can go back to this one. So we've got the VOR2 already loaded. Wow, what on earth is going on here? We seem to have just hit a bit of clear air turbulence or something. Because we're shaking like crazy. Look at this. It's shaking like madmen. It's only a 2-knot headwind, so it must be some clear air turbulence in the area. Right, we've got VOR2 lined up. Good. Let's put it onto track FPA, and I can see that our descent should be a 3-degree angle. From KR601 down to KR600, it should be a 2.9 degree angle. And we're about to pass the deceleration point. There we go. So we'll start to slow ourselves down. Ready for the approach. And at the next point it should be 1700 feet. Flaps 1. Oh, come on. Flaps 1. Apparently he doesn't want to behave. Right. Go down to 1700. So 2.9. Okay. So now we'll start descending again. I'm leaving these up so that you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. I think we might need some speed brake here. We'll go half speed brake.
2000.
Do a cabin check. Okay. And airport elevation is 0, so we can actually go down and set this to 0.
2000.
Flaps 2. That one worked. Okay, now we'll go change this to 10. Perfect, so we're now 1700. Change this to 100 and that goes to 3. And as soon as we pass KR 600, we will descend like that. There we go. Flaps 3. Gear down. Put that speed brake back in now and arm it. Feels to me like we're a little high, so I'm just going to change this angle down a little bit more. And again. Flaps full. So now we're below the path. Change that to 3.2. And now we can get rid of that. We don't need that one anymore. Am I ready for this? I've messed up the last few landings I've done recently, so autopilot off. My plane. We'll keep on this path.
500.
I think we're going to put the auto brakes onto medium here. Reverse thrust. Reverse full. "60 knots, reverse idle." So that was actually a much better landing than I expected to do. And listen to those reversers, they are monstrous. And that's reverse thrust gone. Okay, so get rid of that. As we pull off, landing lights retract, strobes off, nose to taxi, runway on. Whoa! Yeah. That was actually, I'm surprised. I'm surprised myself. Retract flaps. Come on. Retract flaps. Okay, doesn't want to take it the last way. Right, let's get the APU master switch on. put that up so I can keep an eye on it. It's a very short taxi at Corfu, to be honest. It doesn't actually give you much time to get the APU running. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a little tour of the Corfu airport in a minute, because it is, like I said, really, really stunning. I'm not quite sure why that EasyJet is parked there. It's not the correct way. Maybe it is, maybe I'm stupid. I think I'm stupid. Okay, well. Okay. Set parking brakes. Set parking brakes. There we go. He recognises the command. I can see he recognises it, but he doesn't. He's not. I think I need to set the amount of time he does things for. Right, the brakes are a bit hot. Okay, APU bleed on. Turn the runway turn off lights and the nose lights off. What else can we do? That is it, really, isn't it? So, engines shut off. Oh, that's weird. Oh no, N1 has already stopped. N2, I guess, is still running. No, N2 is now 0 as well. That was really quick. Okay. Well, temperatures are high, so we're going to put the brake fans on. We've got the APU bleed on. Beacons can now come off. Seatbelt signs off. Emergency lights off. Whew, that was good fun. Let's turn the generators off, as well as the packs. The engine bleeds. There's no need for hot air at all. And if we go down here, we can grab the external air pressure. We don't have any ground equipment yet. I'm waiting for that to happen, as you see here. It will eventually happen, just not yet. So we've now got the door open, I believe. Clear those messages, not interested in those. The brakes are on. The brake fans. So we're good. We're all good. Right, let's go and have a little gander around the airport. So here you go. This is FlyTampa Corfu. I'll put a link in the description. Honestly, it is, I think, my favourite. It's not my favourite airport. That is actually Edinburgh. But it's my favourite payware airport. It's just, it's a stunning area with all these islands, and the guys, they really did such a good job of this. Really, really well done. Now, let's go and have a little review. Before we do that, I'm just gonna, there we go. Just logged my flight. So, oh. Here we go. Just coming in for the final turn. Did I manage to flare enough? I have a habit recently of touching down with all three gear at the same time. Did I do that here? No, I didn't. I actually managed to flare properly. My goodness. And there's the reversers. And there's me starting to stray off the line a little. Let's see it from this angle. I know, I promise I'll stop. This really isn't me trying to show off. I'm amazed at myself this time. Like I said, the last few landings have been pretty awful in that sense. Right. Yeah, they've all been quite terrible. I've managed to touch down flare far too late. That was actually a nice one. Which means I will grab a shot, and I think I'll even grab a shot of the touchdown. There we go, that's the one I want. There we go, right, let's leave that mode. No, the engines are off, he's just a little confused, he does this. Oh no, that's not because of the engines, that's because, let's now put that on, turn the APU off, and turn off the pumps. Listen to the beautiful clicking noises. This plane is not flying again today, so we can turn off everything, basically. Everyone's off now, so we can turn those off. Turn that radio. Turn this guy to off as well. And what else do we need to do? So we can now turn off the external power. And the batteries. Where do you think you're getting your power from? Everything's off. There we go, that's better. We should put those into off. Should also do the transponder, probably should have done that already. Okay. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you again soon, and if you want to check out FTSim, I'll leave a link in the video description, and of course do check out FlyTampa and the freeware Edinburgh airport as well. See you soon, bye bye.